greatest views in life come from the hardest and most challenging climbs. If you've already heard my story before, I apologise. I need to give you a backdrop first. When I was in primary school, on a daily basis, this young child would grab me in a headlock and he would give me a crow peck on the head every break, every day, whilst he was shouting, "Stutter boy! Who wants to come and give Stutter boy a punch?" I was spat on. I was kicked. Just in case you don't know, the person on there who was struggling to speak was me. High school. Every morning when I used to get up to walk to the bus stop to get the bus, my mind, my scripts, and let's face it, we've all got scripts. We've all been conditioned in some way from when we were younger. This is how I ordered my bus fare every day. 15, please. While the other pupils on the bus, and sometimes the bus driver, was laughing. Imagine that at the start of your day when you are 12. By the time I got to 14, you've heard this story, drinking 2 pints of mixed spirits straight down, wanting to die. I used to get a Stanley knife blade and cut my arm. I can remember one night I had the razor blade at my wrist. Can I just say as well, please, I don't make any apologies for the realness and the honesty and the truth that I speak with, because if we are ever going to climb any of our personal metaphorical mountains, then we've got to get down to the nitty-gritty. And we haven't got time to waste, because it's still happening. It was happening before me, and it is still happening now. One day I can remember, I sniffed a can of gas. I was out of my head. And I went home and I went up to my bedroom and I had a Stanley knife blade. And the blade went to my wrist. Tears streaming down my face. Broken. 12. Screaming. I don't want to die. I don't want to die. Please help me, someone. Help me. Young people are still doing it. Old people are still doing it. My first date at school. Can you believe it? One of the prettiest girls in school asked me for a date. I obviously thought it was a joke. we're going to go out on a date with Stutter Boy. But I did. I went. And I was speaking like this all the way through. God only knows what was going through her mind, bless her. But I managed to get a good night kiss. And I'll tell you, that moment, I felt that someone had looked beyond Stutter Boy and saw the real Craig Thomas Hammond, the nice person, the person who wants to help people. And I skipped all the way home. And then next morning I got up, I went through my usual routine. Bus fare, register, visa. And at break time, I saw this girl. And I went over to her with a swagger. And I said, hi. And I'll never forget the words that that girl said to me. 4 words. Are you ready? Get away, you freak. Phew. It's an absolute miracle I'm here today. It's a miracle I'm stood on this stage. But there was always a plan for my life. Always a plan. Because nothing is wasted. I've got scars here. I am now the head of the Yukon Centre, which is a vocational education centre for disengaged high school students. And do you know what? The rougher the better for me. I got excluded from school 3 times. I was on report. I was a ball of frustration. And I also need to admit, at one stage, I stopped being bullied and I began to be the bully because I'd had enough. And I started fighting back. The speech today that I want to deliver to all you brilliant people is called Climb Your Mountain. Climb your mountain. I have wrote a book. I left school with no qualifications. I was stuck in a factory. I am not knocking factory workers, by the way. I've been one for a long time. I got made redundant and I went to university without any qualifications and a stammer. In the interview, I stammered terribly, and I still do now. On a stage, I don't have to keep up in the conversation. This is my time. This is my space. And I love to command that. Hopefully that's in a good way. Not in a way that you think, I wish you'd do the other and get off at some In the interview at Leeds Metropolitan University, it was for a youth work degree. A youth work studies, because I'd been stuck in a factory all my life. I knew I had potential. I wanted to give young people something that I'd been through. After my beautiful family, I will live and breathe for young people. To give them something. Nothing is wasted. Everything I've been through in my life, I can now give and encourage, empower and educate young people. And if I can become the head of the UCAN Centre, a vocational centre for disengaged high school students. That says to these young people that they can also do anything. If Snutterboy can do it, and I struggle speaking with these young people every day. And when I first started working with young people, I was petrified. I used to think to myself, they're going to rip me to pieces. They're going to rip me to shreds. These are not your everyday young people. These are young people who are damaged. Damaged in care, etc. Being abused. Bless them. The first day I went to work in the school, it was last lesson. And I hadn't got any work to do. It was the head of the English department was supposed to bring me some work, but didn't bring me anything. 6 lads walked in this room. Hitting each other around the head. One young boy came in with a ball and is bouncing the ball on the floor. And I thought, Craig, you have got to get a hold on this, because these boys are going to rip you apart. Mentally and emotionally. I was petrified. Petrified. You young man, please can you put your ball away? Who you have been talking to? You, please can you put your ball away? It came in with an extra worker, and there was also an extra worker in the class for 6 boys. These boys were the cream of the crop from that school. It was absolutely unbelievable. So I thought, Craig, you've got to get a grip on this now. So, if you stammer and you speak loudly, you can get through it. So this is what I did. Everybody sit down, 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 everybody sit. Until they did. That was half of the lesson gone. I didn't have any work. But in my bag, I had the video of me when I went to the Starfish Project for 3 full minutes, stammering like that. And I thought to myself, don't be so stupid. I went into my bag. I said, gentlemen, I don't want you to do any writing this lesson at all. Oh, yeah, that's great, sir. That. I've got a short DVD that I'd like to play you. And I played it for them. The 6 lads and the 2 workers were laughing their heads off. Look at him, retard. And I was leant on a table. I didn't know what to do. My first thought was, I'm going to have a breakdown right here, right now. Because emotionally, it was really damaging. But then, something happened. Something happened to me. And I want to make it clear, I'm an average, less than average Joe Bloggs kind of guy. From Yorkshire as well. Right, that's it. Thank you very much. I'm an average guy. But all the laughing and the jibes in here, it just started to do something to me. And I thought, whoa, wait a minute, you. You signed up for this, Mr. Craig Thomas Hammond. You signed up to educate. to encourage and to empower young people. Did you or did you not? I'm having a conversation with myself while these are laughing at me. And it's building, it's building, it's building. And in that moment, I had a flash of the word alchemist. Alchemist. Who knows what an alchemist is? Yes, please, Clive. It is, yes, an old, I guess, chemist that turns things into gold. That turns things, items into gold. And that's what was happening to me in that moment. All the pain I'd experienced. I felt as if I were turning it into gold inside. And I could give this gold to these young people. After the video stopped, I went up. Please do not get me wrong. My legs were shaking. I had to hold them down like that. In front of these 6 young boys and 2 workers. I switched everything off and I just looked at them for around 30 seconds. And it went quiet. And I began with a quote. Although no one can go back and make a brand new start, anyone can start from now and make a brand new ending. Gentlemen, that's what I said to these young boys. Gentlemen. Do you know what? I built them up for around 30 minutes. And I told them that I'm far less than perfect. I've got things that I work on every day. If you don't think that's true, ask my beautiful wife and she will probably tell you a few stories. And at the end of the lesson, it was home time, the bell went. Every one of those young men came up to me and shook my hand. Now, if I'd have run away, which I wanted to, and still do, the one boy with the ball who said that he was going to effing knock my head off, he came last and he said to me, "Sir, can I open the door for you to leave this room?" What an unbelievable young man. And I haven't ever had a chance to hear this story. But he's had a chance to hear mine. And after me admitting I'm scared every day, I am less than perfect, he wanted to hold me the door open. And he gave me his hand. And he had a weak handshake and that's squeeze my hand, get a proper Yorkshire handshake. All right. And he did. So, the speech, Climbing Mountain, is an acronym. C stands for commitment. The first commitment that I ever made was when I became a dad, because I was in a mess, taking drugs, spending weekends and nights in jail. My son gave me a purpose. I had a great dad. He used to read my brother, sister and I bedtime stories. couldn't read my son a bedtime story. That hurt. Something as little and simple. I could not read my little baby beautiful boy a bedtime story. I went on a mission. Commitment. The first commitment, really, that I ever made in my life was to be the best that I could be. And that meant I needed to be able to read him a bedtime story. I went on a mission. I went to the doctors when I was around 24. I asked the doctor for some help. And he said, unfortunately, when you get to an adult, you'll have a stomach all your life. You cannot be out. I left that room devastated, depressed, dejected. But he's a doctor. I'm a little council estate kid. Had drugs, alcoholic, borderline, spent nights and weekends in jail, left school with no qualifications. What do I know? He's a doctor. He's up there. 6 months went by. I decided to go again. And I was given the same instruction. You cannot be out. You cannot be out. If you reach adulthood and snowstorm, you cannot be out. I walked out that room nearly suicidal because I wanted to be the best dad that I could be. 12 months went by and I went again. Blaze was old enough now. He understood language. He understood it. I went in that doctor's with a different attitude this time. And the doctor said the same thing. Please hear me right, I'm not having a go at doctors. Okay? Hear me right. He said, I've told you twice, you cannot be out. I looked this doctor in the eye. Little old stutter boy. Looked this doctor in the eye who I put on a pedestal. I've been conditioned to believe that a doctor is a better person than me. I looked him in the eye and I said, well, you better ring the police. Because I ain't going anywhere until you refer me to a speech therapist. And he stared me out for about 20 seconds. And then he went to his computer and he booked me an appointment with a speech therapist. Can I just say that moment, because I've been conditioned from a young, early age to think that people are better than me. And Rotarians know this better than anybody. That's a lie, isn't it? We're all the same. If I cut myself, it's red. If you cut yourself, it's red. We're all the same. All trying to climb our own mountains. Anyway, I found a course that helped me. Hold the starfish course. I had to speak like this for 4 years. And still do now. Sometimes. Because I have to. I have to work at this every single day. Blaze always used to get me the book, Fox in Socks. don't need a stammer to struggle with that. But that night, powerful. That night, in that bedroom, when Craig Thomas Hammond read his little boy, Fox in Socks, by Dr. Seuss. You know what? You can keep it on. Don't get me wrong. I'd love a nice detached house. But if I have a choice to take that moment away, or to have a mansion, it's no comparison. A mansion every time. No what I'm saying. Beautiful moments in life like that, real and tangible, that get you through life. L is for leadership. How long, please, have I got left? I am way off track. I've only got 10 more minutes to share with you. L, but listen, I can't rush. If I rush, I'll stammer. So I might have to go over a couple of minutes. No, I'm kidding. L, leadership. The person who wants to lead the orchestra has to turn their back on the crowd. Rotarians are a rare breed anyway. Service above self. That's life. Others. It's about other. I've come to realise it's not about my stammer anymore. Anymore. Having a stammer has been tough, but it's given me determination. I'm not an academic person, really, but I've graduated twice. Once with a degree. I was kept humble. 1.5% off a first class honours degree. Not bad. And I've also graduated from the University of Chester. Now wait a minute, because this one, I need to have a run up to it. Theological graduate diploma. Gets me every time still. Theological graduate diploma. Inspiration. Every day, when I used to get the train to Leeds Metropolitan University, have a guess how I used to order it when I sat down? Basically the same. And this is after not being on Starfish Course, after not seeing. By the way, a lady called Trudy Stewart, as well, the beautiful speech therapist who has really helped me to get to this place, as well as the Starfish Project, as well as the Maguire programme. I used to order it roughly the same. Return to Leeds, please. And on some days, I would get off the train, walk up to university, crying, thinking, when is it ever going to go, this painful experience? Well, it might never go, Craig. So stop moaning and get on with it, because it's not about you. It isn't about me. A stammer has given me so much determination. I haven't got anything else, I've got one thing, and that's determination. And that's through having a stammer. So it ain't bad, really, is it? Hey? It ain't bad. And motivation. The motivation. One night, my beautiful baby boy and I had had a bath and we got out of the bath. And I switched on the TV. Open all hours were on. Isn't it really funny how he's an actor, but yet can sound a bit than me? Anyway, after watching this for a couple of minutes, my little boy, he placed his hand onto my hand and he looked at me with his little beautiful blue eyes and he said to me, "Daddy, it's another powerful moment. It's a real moment. Get ready, I'm going to start crying." He said, "Daddy, when I'm a big Mr. Daddy, I want to speak like that Mr. on TV." I said to him, "Trust me, you don't. It's tough, son. It's tough." And then he did it again. Put his hand on my arm, looked at me with his blue little eyes and said, "I do, Daddy. Because when I grow up, Daddy, I want to be just like you." Wow. He can keep an even larger mansion. You're never taking that moment away. B. Bravery. I'd like to make, actually, a thank you to David Ellis, because he was the first person who ever had me, not me and the Starfish Project, he had me alone to speak at a conference. This man is a legend. I would also like to thank Bill and Glow, best hosts we've ever had, except for Rosemary. You can tell I'm from Yorkshire, can't you? I once got invited to speak in Jersey at a conference with the Starfish Project. Me, flying on a plane to Jersey to speak at a conference. This kiddo's been stuck in a factory. Mind-blowing. Mind-blowing. And to speak for 20 minutes, I was more scared of speaking to people in the airport than what I was speaking to 600 people on a one-to-one basis. 20 minutes. Oh, I really want this. I can't have time. 20 minutes. I'm waiting. Thinking, well, I can't actually tell you what I'm thinking. Because it included swear words. And then, can Craig Thomas Hammond please come to the stage, please? Oh my. In fact, I think I'm going to start thinking about it. I walked on that stage that day. And for 20 minutes, I was tingling. Because I was making my own authentic sound. I was being me. No, I was being real. I was being honest. And I told all the beautiful Rotarians, 600 of them, about my story. And then when I finished, every one of them stood up. That's not a hint, by the way. Every one of them stood up. Tears streaming down my face. Little counsel, lad. I can't complain about life. Life's been good to me. I could have stayed there for 2 weeks. At least. Just kept going on and on and on. Wow. We climbed the mountain. Not so other people can see us. We climbed the mountain because the view